Mr. Lee Hutchison. The youth like to walk up this bridge, so I caught them going and I took their picture. This was back in the 50s, 56, so you see there's a lot of changes made down there now. There's a lot of changes in all of us. And Mr. Blake, this is Mr. Martin. Ray DeWeese, Grandpa Wiley. There's Perry Sparks' wife and Pauline. There was Ava Harrison. Now here is a mission after they studied on China. We had a get together and they had to eat with chopsticks. So there's even Joyce Gensler, which is Joyce Miller now. But we had our youth, even the Sharon Cornett down there, so we had the little ones and the older ones all, and they had a ball. Donna Sparks, Tom DeNoon, there's Ava Harrison, Tom DeNoon again, he likes to eat. Brother Muir. There's Irvin Priest, Tom. There's the Harrison boy, Hutchison. Now here's Leon Priest. There's Norma Wiley and Norma Veland. They're eating and talking as usual. We all like pretty flowers, so we did have flowers at a lot of our occasions. And I always like to take pictures of flowers. This is at the baptism. This is the first one that Brother Muir had, and it was at Dry Creek. The lighting was very poor, but there was a lot of youth. There was the Wilson boys, Sharon Cornett. There was the Harrison girl. There was Linda DeWeese. There was a great number of them baptized at this time. But the lighting was just too poor out there to get it. That one that showed up at that time was Sharon. And we, of course, we always had to sing songs. And we were very excited about it. We had a lot of our youth, and several of those have went on to do Christian work. In fact, Donna married a minister, Sharon married a minister, and I don't know just where far the rest of them are. This is Brother Muir laughing at me. And Winthy with the songbooks afterwards. You can see it was back in the 50s due to the cars. This is getting ready to go camping at Bates Creek. We had sponsors, and I furnished a station wagon and held all their camping equipment. There was Mrs. Whitehead, there's Donna Sparks. I'm trying to catch them all. Gail Muir. See, Irene and Mrs. Whitehead were the sponsors. And they had a ball that year. You can see they had a load of it. I took them down there and they hauled it in. This was for Winthy Wiley's birthday. And that's over his house. We went over there. That's Donna Sue Sparks there. There's Winthy. He knows we're up to something, so they had a gag gift for him. And he's reluctant to open it, but he does. Mr. Muir is watching too, so he finally shows it, a little baby doll, but it took them a while before they got that next baby. There's Ray DeWeese, there's Mrs. Lindholm, There's Sharon and Jeannie Mueller. Of course, he had all kinds of cakes. We do this after church on Sunday night, would you believe, and then have to go to work the next day. But we were younger then. There's Linda DeWeese. Mrs. Whitehead, Mr. Weidman. There's Mrs. Whitehead. That is Edna Mae Lee and B. DeWeese. Now we're back at our house one evening with a singing, and I always liked that. Here is Butch and Pauline Wiley, Grandma Blake, and Jeannie was playing. I don't know what we'd done without her. Norma, Irene Wilson, and this is another Wilson, Nancy Wilson. This is another baptizing. This one's better lighting. This is when Brother Muir had gotten really feeling bad, but this was his last baptizing. I wish I could tell you each one of their names, but I can't. One of them looked like Donna Sue Sparks. This is Mrs. Smith. And this one, we cannot think of his name, but I want you to know that he ends up helping Brother Muir out of the water. That's how weak Brother Muir had gotten, but he took care of his obligations until he couldn't go any longer. This is Thanksgiving. Brother Muir's had a bad spell, so we're all over to Howard Priest's house. We have this huge turkey, and we had more fun. There was some youth came out from Tabernacle, and we just had a great day. Sue Barnett, he said, Brother Howard, you'll see Leon, and some of the other youth. There's Bill Cornutt, he still had a little hair yet. And there's Leon. And but I still have the wishbone from that huge turkey. They really had a good time out there, and we did too, because we were all in sorrow and Brother Muir being worse. We did go. This is Daryl Pursuit's little boy. He had a girl first. That's Irene's dad there, her mother. And Daryl is her brother. So that's her new little nephew, and she's so proud of him. This is Howard Priest. That was Daryl and his little girl. We all thought she was so cute, and she was. That's his wife. Irene always managed, wherever I was taking pictures, this is Reen Priest, to get in with that baby. Then I got the youth in back in the other room playing games, and I think you will find Irene right back there too. Well, then I thought I should have a picture with him. We tried to get Brother Muir to smile, but he wasn't much in a smiling mood that day. We tried to cheer him up, but he'd had a bad night. But he wasn't able to preach anymore after that. And he didn't go home to the Lord until March. These are the flowers from his I believe from his funeral. But he set the stage in our, here is Hutchison boy, Leon Priest, and Glenn Harrison. And Brother Howard. Now I kept one of the flowers. This is some more of them. Now we're back to eating. Baptists like to eat, in case you didn't know it. And we've been very blessed. There's Reverend Shockley, Bill Cornell.